I came across recently another Toronto Raptors mock trade that made me very confused because we cannot keep doing this. This channel right here is Amateur Hour Clips, part of the Amateur Hour Production Network, where it continues to be all Raptors all the time. On this channel, we take the best segments from the live streams that we do over on the main channel, Amateur Hour Sports, and clip it into some bite-sized segments for you to enjoy. So, if you do enjoy along the way, make sure you do hit that like button and subscribe to the channel as well to stay up to date on all the content we have coming your way. We got to stop with all this. We cannot keep going on in this direction. We keep getting linked to him. Keep getting linked to this player. Andrew Wiggins is not coming to Toronto. It's not happening. We're always linked to him. It's always a possibility in trades. It's been for years. You know, first it was Siakam getting traded to the Warriors for Wiggins and Wiseman. There's been ones before that when he was with the Timberwolves. There's been this now where the Raptors could be landing Andrew Wiggins in a trade this summer. This article comes from Raptors Rapture, who is merely just reporting on the mock trade. I will make that aware. They are not coming up with this trade here. I believe so, at least. I believe it was a Bleacher Report mock trade. Yes, a Bleacher Report mock trade, which showcases Andrew Wiggins ending up on the Toronto Raptors. Guys, we get it. Andrew Wiggins is Canadian. The Toronto Raptors are a Canadian basketball team. We get it. It doesn't mean Andrew Wiggins is ending up with the Raptors. But the layout of this trade is at least plausible to some degree. In the past, we've had these mock trades where Andrew Wiggins is horrifically overvalued as a player, and he's coming off of a horrendous season. The Warriors trying to extend this Steph Curry era as long as possible. I think rather foolishly. They're trying to extend it as long as possible. I guess I can understand where they are coming from. And getting off of Andrew Wiggins' contract may be the way they want to go, especially with all of these strict salary cap implications coming to play. So what this trade would look like is simply the Toronto Raptors receive a 2026 protected second-round pick. Or sorry, Golden State Warriors receive a 2026 protected second-round pick. We'll cut that out. The Golden State Warriors receive a 2026 protected second-round pick. The Toronto Raptors receive Andrew Wiggins. Essentially, you're just taking on Andrew Wiggins for free. You get a useless draft pick. We get Andrew Wiggins to play for our team. Sounds like, hey, you add talent to the team. Andrew Wiggins is an okay player. Why not take on that Andrew Wiggins contract for free? Well, I'll tell you why you don't want to take on the Andrew Wiggins contract for free. They should feel so lucky in Golden State if we were to take on Andrew Wiggins for free. Because take a look at this contract situation. I don't know what Andrew Wiggins was dealing with on a personal level where he missed so much time, but he had that. He's been dealing with injuries. He is not the same player he was when the Golden State Warriors won the NBA championship and he was the second best player in that series. He is not the guy hauling in 10 rebounds per game, shooting the ball well from three, playing stellar defense. He is just not that guy anymore. He just wasn't that guy at all for this season. And, we've had a lot of sample size kind of suggesting that it's not really going to come back either. Like, I'm not saying the stats are horrific here, but he's dropped down to 13 points per game from this year. That's the lowest of his career. Shot the ball 45% from the field, 36% from three. Like, that's decent. I get it. 51% effective field goal percentage. But it's clear that he's not the same player. Defensively, he doesn't move as well. Not the same level over there. And on top of that, and what looks like we have a declining player, this is just a very difficult contract to work with. Got signed off the back of a championship. I get why they did it. But he's making $26 million next season. Then 28. Then has a player option worth $30 million, which you'd be hard-pressed to convince me Andrew Wiggins is not going to take on. That's a lot of money to commit for a Raptors team wanting to build on what was a very disappointing season. The way about rebuilding this team is not investing, quick math, 85 to $90 million on Andrew Wiggins. $27 million a year. 80 something. Mid-$80 million over 3 years on Andrew Wiggins. It's not the way that you go about rebuilding this team. So, every year we will have these conversations about Andrew Wiggins. I'm sure to the end of time, Andrew Wiggins will be linked with these Toronto Raptors at some point. But, yeah, this offseason, it's just not really worth taking that on. The Warriors, if the Warriors want to trade Andrew Wiggins, look, this is what they're going to have to do. We saw last season with a player of Jordan Poole's caliber, who, granted had a horrific season with the Washington Wizards as a whole. What they had to do to get rid of Jordan Poole was give up assets to trade Jordan Poole. We're not doing you favors here. We're not saying, we'll take him. Sure, we'll put him on our team. This is not a charity. This is a business. This is a corporation. This is the National Basketball Association. If you want us to take on Andrew Wiggins, you're going to have to pay for it. It's not just going to be a charity case here. If you want to get rid of Andrew Wiggins, you're going to have to shell out some draft picks to make it happen. Now, I don't know. Let me see exactly what the future draft picks actually look like for Golden State. But if there is a desire from the Golden State Warriors to get off the Andrew Wiggins contract, it's going to cost some draft picks here. And what they have as far as draft picks, they cannot trade their 2029 first. They can trade their 2028 first. And honestly, the way the Golden State Warriors are trending, that could be a pretty spicy first-round pick to take. In fact, they have their pick in 25 and 26 and 27 and 28. I don't know if you're getting 2 first-round picks, but if you can get some assets on top of a first-round pick, then all of a sudden we're having a conversation about it. But I think even then, the Warriors probably want to use those picks to bring in more talent, not just get off a contract. So for me, the Andrew Wiggins saga, it's hilarious and rattling at the same time. At the end of the day, he is Canadian. We know that. We very much know that. I think at the end of the day, at some point in Andrew Wiggins' career, there's a possibility he signs for the Raptors. But as far as ending up on the Raptors, it's not going to happen in the next 3 years. It's not going to happen on that contract. If it does happen next 3 years, it's because he's bought out somewhere. And perhaps he gets an opportunity with the Raptors. The Raptors just add him in. Perhaps he wants to play for his hometown team. Whatever the story may be, I can very much see Andrew Wiggins ending up on the Raptors one day. I do not see them in 2024 shelling out assets in order to make it happen, nor do I see them being a charity and just paying the contract instead of the Golden State Warriors having to do that. Just makes no sense. Just makes no sense. But do you want to see it? Would you do it? You got to let me know.